India celebrates National Doctors' Day on July 1 to honor the legacy of Dr. Bidhan Chandra, compassion and invaluable service of doctors across the nation.
Recently, there has been an increased incidence of violence against doctors. On an estimated around 75% increase was reported as per the Times of India.
You're saying the patient attacked you. Yeah, patient attacked you. Patient banged his fist against your nose. But was the fist angry at your nose? From the belief that every relationship is transactional and sometimes even violent. It has to do with an overall loss of sacredness.
Recently, there has been an increased incidence of violence against doctors. On an estimated around 75% increase was reported as per the Times of India. It takes your youth to become a doctor. It's not that easy. 12 plus years of experience, and after that also you are practicing. Like, one of the reasons which I find is that hospitals today, they are acting as if they are businesses. And we as doctors are being portrayed as the selling agents. So is it one of the reasons for the violence against doctors? And if this is the case, then the same thing was happening years before also. This is not the first time. Hospitals were there, doctors were there, but why the violence cases are increasing nowadays? What's the reason for that? And again, my point would be, it takes your youth to become a doctor. And still, if all these things are happening, why would anyone go to this stream? And especially, like, it's not just about earning money. I would say medicine, like, you can get better options, like much more money in other streams for the amount of hard work which you have to put in. You have to go for 72 hours of shifts. And even after that, if you are being a part of that violence, then what's the logic behind this? And why are people not understanding all these things?
See, there is a general all-pervasive cynicism. Sacredness has stopped meaning anything. Nothing is outside the shadow of doubt, and very cynical doubt. Nobody is supposed to be taken as selfless. So if you're a doctor, it is assumed that you are working for petty, selfish motives just as anybody else. Just as anybody else. It has become unfashionable to take anything, any institution, any professional, any person, any relationship as having even an iota of selflessness. So the doctor is just as good or bad as any shopkeeper. You are providing me health services. You are just a service provider. The barber provides me a service related to my body and charges me something. You too provide me a service related to my body and charge me something. That's the prevailing pop philosophy. And when that's the underlying philosophy, that shows up in the pop culture. So that's the culture. Sacredness is out of the window. You understand what is sacred? Sacred is that which is taken as beyond the ordinary human tendencies, beyond the touch of ordinary human fallibility. That is what you call as sacred. The sacred is something you are not supposed to touch and malign. No, there is nothing sacred. The two sides of the ideological spectrum, think of them, left and right. Left anyway does not take anything as sacred. Liberalism consists of saying everything is within the purview of thought and mind. Therefore, nothing is to be left untouched. You're not just to question. You're actually to put everything in the dock and indict it. Right? So they are not going to give you the benefit of doubt and say, Doctor Saab ne to puri koshish kari hogi. They'll not say that. Then comes the other end. And why am I talking of these two ends? Because we have a polarized world today. You know of that, right? You know how the world is today. The two ends always existed. But today, the population is getting more and more concentrated at the two poles, at the two ends. Earlier, there was a more uniform distribution between these two ends. Now, people are concentrated at the ends themselves. What about the right? The right was supposed to be the custodian of sacredness, but it has sold it off. You can talk of the highest names, but in the lowest way. You can talk of the gods, you can talk of the avatars, you can talk of holiness, you can talk of temples, you can talk of divinity, but it has become obvious to the common public, and the common public is a participant in it. So it has insider knowledge. It has become obvious to the common public that all this talk of divinity is just marketplace nonsense. So in their hearts, in their core, even they do not believe in divinity. They know divinity is for sale. There is nothing really unapproachable. There is nothing really transcendental. So then everybody is just a shopkeeper, and every relationship is just transactional. Do you get this? So you go to an ordinary shop and you know that the fellow is trying to extract the maximum surplus from you by delivering the minimum service possible that will entitle him to the maximum surplus. You know that's the equation. And on the other side, the customer is trying to extract the maximum value from the goods or services he is buying by paying the minimum amount possible. So there is that tension. That one is trying to maximize his benefit, and one on the other side is trying to maximize his own benefit. There is a tension. And in that tension, it is likely that this party or that party feels duped, fobbed off, cheated. As they say, getting the short end of the stick. But then the loss is limited. The loss is limited, so the tempers won't really flare beyond a point. You know, you paid rupees 100 and what you obtained was worth rupees 80 only. You know that there has been a rupees 20 kind of discrepancy. You will be annoyed within, but you will not resort to violence. But when it comes to medical services, when it's a matter of human life itself, and especially if a near one loses his life, then you say that in this transaction I have been totally looted, absolutely cheated. This fellow first of all attracted me by displaying massive hoardings and tempting advertisements. You have seen those hoardings and billboards and ads, right? How prominently the doctors are displayed there as models with their degrees in bold and stuff. So you say you attracted me like a shopkeeper, you fleeced money, and then you are handing over a dead body. So I'll be angry. I have a right to get angry. And I know for sure you could have done better than that. I know for sure you have not done what you could have done. And where does this cynicism come from? From the belief that every relationship is transactional. That the doctor has surely not given his best because no shopkeeper ever gives his best. If the shopkeeper starts giving his best and the maximum possible in every transaction, the shop would shut down. The shopkeeper is supposed to save a surplus only by delivering something below par. That's the common belief, no? तभी तो पैसा बचता है. So the common man says the doctor too is obviously doing the same thing. And because the doctor is doing the same thing, so I'm entitled to be angry, furious, and sometimes even violent. So that does not necessarily have to do with the institution of medicine or the particular medical professional in question. That has to do with the prevailing culture. It has to do with an overall loss of sacredness. Overall loss of sacredness. And loss of sacredness does not imply that persons are no more taken as sacred. It means that sacredness is now taken as something utopian. Everybody is by default assumed to be a thief. That's the default assumption. That's the deepest kind of cynicism that there can be. Have you not heard the common man saying, "Sab chor hai. Sab chor hai." And that includes the politicians, the priests, the engineers, the teachers, and the doctors. Sab chor hai means sab chor hai. Nobody is exempted. And when nobody is exempted, then the common man gets to the right, the inner right, the self-appointed right to exercise violence when he feels that he has been hard done. You get this? Now, how the doctors will protect themselves from physical assault is a different matter to consider. For that, you simply require security systems in hospitals, especially when you know that something is probably brewing and there is some kind of a possibility. Then the doctors need to take cover. That does not sound good at all. That does not sound dignified at all. But that probably is the only way left. And you know, healthcare systems have to consider this thing. Even the common man knows if you are covered by insurance, then there is a different kind of billing. If you are not insurance covered, then there is a different kind of billing. So it becomes obvious to the common man that all this is being done just to extract the maximum from my pocket. Right? And when, after paying whatever he is required to pay, he finds that he still has to cope with the worst in the form of a death, especially, then it becomes very difficult to ask him to contain his temper. The only way he can still remain patient, even respectful of the doctor, is if he gets to believe that the doctor and the system did their best. But that's something he won't easily believe, because that's not something he sees anywhere. Is the teacher doing his best? Please tell me. Is the manufacturer doing his best? Is the politician doing his best? In your own house, are your relationships, people you are intimately related to, are they doing their best with respect to you? We all know we all are cutting corners. And that's the daily experience. Nobody is doing his best. The mechanic is not doing his best. The engineer is not doing his best. The movie goer is not doing his best. The movie maker is not doing his best. Everybody is perpetrating some kind of a fraud on everybody else. Hence, I feel entitled to deduce that even the doctor is a fraud. Since everybody is a fraud, and I too am a full participant in the fraudulent system, therefore I feel entitled to believe that even the doctor is a fraud. Now as the patient or as a relative of the patient, I may know nothing about medicine at all. But just my impression, just my deep belief, everybody is a fraud, sacredness is out of the window, everybody is to be distrusted, sab chor hai. That's how the whole thing has become. And if that's the way things are, then everything is very fragile. Then violence can erupt anywhere, anytime. Not just in a hospital setting, in a family setting, in a social setting, at a workplace, anywhere you can find violence erupting. Because you see, you cannot have tangible proof for everything. Systems have to work on a certain subtle trust. Right? And if that is gone, then I have sufficient reasons to suspect that you are carrying a pistol there. Or that she can, shoot me with the mic itself. This is not a mic. This is a special instrument of assault. Speaking like this, she'll point it at me and press a button and I'm gone. This is neurosis. But that's what, as a society, we have come to. Everybody is to be suspected. Nobody is beyond the shadow of suspicion. Doctors used to be respected. No, Dr. Saab. Dr. Saab. Gone, finished. And that does not have to do particularly with the medical profession. It is gone from everywhere, everywhere. May I ask a question? In your hostels, you have hostels here in the campus? In your hostels, how do you refer to your professors? No, not in the classroom, not in front of the professor. In your hostels, how do you refer to your senior doctors, professors? How do you refer to them? Fine, that's fine. We are supposed to be honest, huh? Sometimes. Okay, late 90s, IIT Delhi. कहाँ जा रहा है तू? कुछ नहीं जा रहा हूँ, मैं गुप्ता की क्लास में जा रहा हूँ. And then you want the commoner to respect you and trust you and give you the benefit of doubt. Even when somebody passes away, that won't happen. That won't happen. Are you getting this? भाई आज तो टंडन भड़क ही गया इस पे. And I'm still not distorting their surnames. There were distortions as well. Tandon could be Tunda. And that's how the budding professionals, these wannabe doctors, are referring to their professors. And then you want to be called Dr. Saab by the patients. Will that happen? That won't happen. And that doesn't have to do with your hostel or the campus. That has to do with the overall social situation, the overall condition in the world itself. You don't feel like respecting even those who occupy the highest chairs. Look at the presidents of the world. Look at the one of the US. If they happen to enter your home, would you say, "Aiye sir, Dadaji, aiye baithiye"? You don't. Respect is out. And for good reason. Most people are genuinely not respectable. There is nothing there worth admiring or respecting or looking up to. Just download the Acharya Prashant app, and there you go to the community section, and you have live testimonials streaming in at the rate of 1 every 5 minutes. I'm seeing lives change in thousands, if not millions, every day in front of my own eyes. We are doing it.
Right.
We have actually done it.
Join the community of more than 2 lakh participants on the Acharya Prashant app. Your first month is completely free. You'll get full access to Gita Mission. On the app, you will get regular live sessions, daily exclusive conversations with Acharya Prashant, access to the vibrant Gita community, wisdom exams, curated news, audiobooks, quotes, and much more. Search Acharya Prashant on Google Play Store or Apple App Store and download now.